Hey everyone, this is Jane with Barlow Herbal, and in this video, I'm going to share some information with you about a very familiar plant, Echinacea. Now, the information I share with you is not meant to be medical advice. This is for education and entertainment only. So please do your own due diligence when it comes to identifying, utilizing, consuming, making into plant medicine. When it comes to doing all these things, please use your common sense, your due diligence, and make sure that you have proper plant identification. Now, the thing that I love about Echinacea, it is one of the most familiar plants that modern humans and humans that have been way before us have been using for centuries. Now, not only is it a beautiful medicinal plant, but it makes an amazing addition to your flower garden. In fact, when I'm out on my walks, especially during the summer and now even during the fall, there's always Echinacea blooming because it's just such a beautiful plant in your flower garden. Now, there are a couple of different species of Echinacea. My favorite is Echinacea purpurea. Some people believe that it's Echinacea angustifolia that has more powerful properties. But I have come to believe, just from my long decades worth of use of this plant, I have come to prefer Echinacea purpurea. It also grows a little bit more hardy in my particular flower garden. So, and my dad loved Echinacea purpurea, and that's what he preferred to use as well. Now, Echinacea is in the sunflower family, and it grows these beautiful, beautiful pink flowers. Now, what's interesting is that what's really well known as far as the part of plant you use is the root. And I think that a lot of people don't realize that there are as powerful properties in the flowers as there are the root. Now, the leaves do have some mild properties that are similar, but my preference is to use not just the root, but to use the flowers as well. Besides, the plant likes it when you don't pull the root out, unless you've got so many Echinacea plants that it's time to pull a few up. So it's a lot nicer to take your garden scissors out and clip off a few flowers and make them into a decoction, an infusion, which is a tea. And my favorite is to put it into a tincture form. Now, Echinacea is really well known for what it does for the immune system. And a lot of people use it during cold and flu season. What a lot of people might not realize, and they think it's got really mild properties, is that it's a powerful antibacterial as well as antiviral properties. But I love it because of its antibacterial properties. Now, I know one of the things that my dad taught us when he was alive is that Echinacea is really good for spider bites and insect bites, but particular spider bites that might have a poisonous component, like brown recluse spiders, things like that, and even snake bites. You know, a couple times growing up, we had dogs that were bit by snakes. And this is something that Echinacea tincture, or Echinacea, if you have it, like say you have like a fresh flower, you can take it, you can grind it up, put it into a bit of a poultice and put it right on a spider bite or a snake bite. It releases an enzyme that helps to draw that out, and it's very, very powerful. So, and another thing I love about Echinacea that people might not realize is that when you're using Echinacea, especially if you get a cold or you get sick, it's not a one and done. It's not one of those that you just say, okay, I'm going to take a dose of Echinacea and it's going to do its job. I think that's why some people think Echinacea is a little less powerful than, say, something like Osha root or even Lomatium root. So Echinacea, if you're going to take another dose again in 2 or 3 hours, and do that every 2 or 3 hours during the day. If you get a cold, if you get a little bit sick. And that's just one of my favorite tips about Echinacea. So another plant that kind of goes along with this, I'm going to mention this while I'm here, is another plant that's in the same family, the sunflower family, and that is black-eyed Susan. And it's a little yellow flower with a little black center. It has a lot of similar properties to Echinacea, which a lot of people might not realize. So Echinacea is one of those plants that thankfully is so well known, is so well loved, Many people reach for it to take daily while their immune system, to keep their immune system strong during cold and flu season. It's great for wound healing. And I love to take it occasionally during the winter just because I have it in my herbal apothecary and I have it in tincture form. And I know what it does for all the different things. In fact, one of my favorite things, and I do this with lomatium as well, in tincture form, I'll get a little cup, I'll put my echinacea and sometimes even my lomatium in there with it. I'll boil some water, I'll pour it into my little cup with my tinctures in it. And my main point here is I'm boiling off the alcohol, which you don't have to do. And I don't do it all the time, but it's a really nice tip. Because then what I like to do before I actually swallow it is I like to swish it in my teeth and gums for 30 to 60 seconds before I swallow it. Because think about all the bacteria that lives in your mouth. Our mouth is a really important indicator of the rest of the health of our body. So it's important to keep our teeth and gums super healthy. And I found that echinacea, along with some lomatium tincture, is a really beautiful, even daily thing that you can do. So I'd love to know what you think about echinacea. Is it something you've kind of poo-pooed because it's just so common? Or do you realize the power in the properties of the beautiful echinacea plant? I'd love to hear what you think about this. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.